Another box taken out of the pile. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be installing a brand new STM oil catch can. I had them custom make this one. Well, they custom make all of them, but normally I think it has like one 6-an and one 10-an fitting on there, and we got 3 10-ans on ours. And so, yeah, mounts to the transmission, powder coated wrinkle black, should look really cool on there. And so, yeah, we got lots of lines and stuff like that to run as well. So let's just get right to it. Like I said, we got tons of fittings, lines, all that good stuff that comes with the kit. I don't know, all these fittings are 90 degrees, and I don't know if we're going to be able to run all the 90s. We might have to order ourselves a 45, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. These two filters go right on top of the oil catch can, right about here, and it's breathable. So that was part of why we did the whole PCV thing and all that stuff a while back. We got rid of that, so we have a breathable catch can now. We'll go ahead and tighten these down and look as to where this goes on the transmission. Okay, we got two big hunks of line here. We'll have to cut this, of course. I do have the hose cutter from Vibrant, so that should be easy to do. Our fittings here. Now, I'm no mathematician, but 3 fittings, 2 on each end, that would be 6, and I have 4. I guess that's what their kit called for, so I can't fault them for that, but they sent me 4 fittings and 1 block off, so I'll have to order the fittings anyway, so we'll get as far as we can. So, just testing things out here. I do want to run, obviously, a 90 from the edge of the valve cover over here where the PCV was. A 90 right here will be good. It'll go straight down. Actually, the radiator hose goes right through here, so we may have to run 45s off of these. We'll order 2 45-degree 10-an fittings and just go from there. All right, so they don't really give you any type of instruction for this, but based off of what I've found on their website, they do have some images on there, and we need to remove these 2 bolts right here, and that will allow the catch can to mount. Let me grab it real fast and show you. All right, so it'll go on to move our clutch line. Haven't tightened that yet, that's why I can swivel, but it'll go right like that. And I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but right like that. We'll take out those 2 bolts, mount it on there. All right. First bolt in, second bolt goes in, right about there. It's not totally locked down, but there we have it. Catch can is mounted. Now, it looks pretty cool, mounted right in there. Nice fit, goes with everything. Now, I'm just gonna install the fittings onto the catch can so I know whereabouts to cut the hose and all that. Now, I want to run this as cleanly as possible. So I want anything to like, not really get in a bind per se, but like kind of come across where it shouldn't. And if I could get this to go as close to the motor as possible and come down, that would be ideal. I'm gonna ponder on this for a second and we'll jump back. While I'm up here, I figured I would go ahead and try to mount up our return line for our fuel. I need to cut this and get a 6-an in onto it and get it mounted to the other side right over here on the fuel regulator. Now, this makes me nervous because I have to cut this and I need to install the AN fitting onto the end of this hose. And I've never really done that per se. And if we mess it up, I don't have much room to play. I left some, but I didn't want like a bunch of hose like dangling around in the back here. And so once I cut this, that's pretty much it. And this goes all the way to the fuel tank. So if I mess this up, then I have to replace all that line. If it was the feed line, it just goes to the fuel filter that's like right about there where that block is to the inside of the frame. And so I can just replace that short little line. But this goes all the way to the tank. So cross your fingers that we cut this nice and smooth and we get that AN fitting on there without messing anything up. Now I'm sorry if I end up getting in the way, but I gotta do what I gotta do to make sure I cut this right. And so these things are a bit excessive. I wish they were like a little bit shorter because it's like let me get in there, and then you end up hitting everything, but yeah, they aren't, so we need to work with what we got, so here we go. We're gonna try to cut this right on my little line. Before we go any farther here, just use a cutoff wheel for end lines like this. You'll see, but here we go. There it was. Whee! Alright, let's try to get that end fitting on there now and hope that goes well. Let me get this tape off of here carefully so we don't unravel the stuff. Enough talking, more doing. Fuck. See, that's what I was worried about. The tape being too sticky and it fucking unraveling everything. Boy. Alright, I'm gonna have to cut it again. Luckily I cut ahead of my line, so let's give it another whirl. Tried to use some less sticky tape that time. Hopefully this comes off and doesn't fray anymore. Fuck. I've seen people use like a grinding wheel, and maybe like the heat from that kind of like cauterizes the end of the wire or the end of the hose. That way it doesn't fray out like that. I have enough to maybe do one more try, and I'm gonna try like a grinding wheel and we'll see if that works. As you can see, I had to cut it 3 more times to get it right. Definitely using that grinding wheel keeps it from fraying, so those cutters I got are pretty useless on hose like this. And so yeah, we got the end on there. Let's see if it's too short. Please, oh please, oh please. Hell yes. Oh, it's just right. Thank goodness. Holy crap. Okay, we're good. Okay, we have one of the 10N lines now. We'll cut off a little bit of that. We'll get it into the into one of the 10N fittings, and then we should be able to figure out where we want this line to go. I did set the intercooler pipe in there just to see where it went, and it went like right where you think it would. I'll show you guys in a second, but now I know where I can run these lines to. We should be pretty solid. I would love to be able to mount this thing to like a table or have a table mounted vise. That would be super friggin' handy, but yeah, alas, here we are in the floor. It's a little smoky in here. We'll blow out this with air and we should be good to go. Even though this is like an overflow, I don't really want the particles and stuff like that from the hose getting down into the tank and all that, so we're just gonna clean it out as if we would any other line. And yeah, let's throw on the end. I'm glad I figured out that the grinding wheel works and like cauterizes that the material. I mean, every video that you see, they use a grinding wheel, so I mean, I should have just assumed that, but I didn't. And there we go. Oh, we're almost there. Push counterclockwise. All right, we're up against the back of the fitting now. So what you want to do, from what I've gathered, is take another piece of tape and put it around the hose right at the back of the fitting. So that way when you're putting on the other end of the end fitting, you can tell if this fitting is backing off of the hose, which you don't want. So, and now that should be able to show us if it's moving at all. And then let me get some silicone lube and we'll put it on this guy and we'll put it in. When it gets a little difficult, then you gotta get your wrenches, which that's about where we're at right now. This shit is much bigger than a 19 in any wrench that I have. I got masking tape already on these from my last and fitting. Are you serious? That doesn't open up far enough? Unbelievable. Well, I don't have a wrench big enough to even put this on. Well, I have to run to the store, I guess. Wait, no, I have more. Haha! I was like, I know I have to have a bigger wrench here somewhere. Went ahead and snugged it down, and there we are. There's your finished product. Tape did not move off of the fitting, so that should be solid. Let's go put this thing on and see where we're gonna run this into. It legit smells like someone did a burnout in here from all the smoke. So meow, let's see here. All right, I have this one marked, so I'm gonna go cut it and we'll see if this fits how I want it to. Ow, son of a bitch. There's a wire poking out. Right there. You sharp. Now that looks super cool. The intercooler piping comes literally right through here between this little bracket with the wiring and this thing. So it's right through here. So this should be good and out of the way. Yeah, I'm happy with that. We can mount this thing right here. Actually, since we're not putting the wiring harness up here, it's all tucked down in behind there all nicely. That'll be a neat little way to run it, and that looks sick. I wasn't gonna show this until it was time to like put it on the car, but I need to mock some things up because I think this line may interfere with the intake. And so, yeah, take a look at this intake. Ooh, this is a full titanium intake, pie cut. This thing, I gotta see if it fits on there with the line, so I'm gonna adjust some things. Hopefully, we didn't make this line too short and I can't like go around the intake, but yeah, I'm gonna mock this up real fast and see how it looks. Oh. Well, it definitely goes right into where the filter would go. I can probably make it work. The last thing I want to do is sit here and make all these lines and then they not work because they interfere with something. And so we'll leave this line. I think I can make it work, but yeah, I'm gonna hold off on all the other stuff. I mean, as you can see right here, it's like the line is like right where the filter goes. I could tuck it under the filter, but I don't want a lot of stuff like rubbing and stuff. So I may just need to run some extra slack and run the hoses like around some things instead of making them as straight shot as possible, which I wasn't really doing that to start with, but again, I wasn't really sure where the piping went. So that's why I'm gonna hold off on that, I do believe. So with all that being said, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it off here. This video might be a little bit short. Hopefully you guys don't mind. I decided that I'm gonna try to change up my content a little bit, and like whenever I come across issues like this, instead of just like waiting on the video or whatever, I'm just gonna upload what I have. Things happen when you're working on cars, and things you forget, things you don't realize you need, and all that. And so, yeah, rather than holding out on content, I'll just keep putting up stuff. So you might see some shorter videos, longer videos of completed stuff and all that, but I'm just gonna film the whole way and document what we're doing and go from there. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll get those fittings ordered, and we'll wait till the intercooler piping and all that stuff's ready to go on, and then we can really figure out how those lines are gonna go. I may have to like remake that one. Hopefully not. I don't think I will actually. It should be fine, but I just don't want anything to like rub on stuff. And so, yeah, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it very much. As always, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you next time. Bye.